folks, welcome to part 2 of the Hagar Farm Legacy. What we're going to do on this video is we're going to be cutting out, it should be a short video I hope, we're going to be cutting out all the signs to their final dimensions and probably end up doing a little bit of epoxy work as well. So let's get right into it. I'll show you what we're going to be doing here. Okay, to start out with, we're going to go ahead and work on the Hagar dock sign. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a Forstner bit. We're going to cut out these inside curves on the edge of the sign. I've already got the drill press set up for it. And I also have the, yeah, as you can see, there's pre-punched holes to where we can just line it right up with the drill press or with the Forstner bit. It'll make it a little bit easier to drill in, and hopefully we'll have the same symmetrical arc as we finish here. Okay, we got the cutout for the sign. Pretty pleased with it, but what we're going to do is we're going to take and put a little chamfer on the edges here. And instead of putting it on the router table, I decided I was going to use the hand plane and give it a little traditional. So. We're just going to give it a real light plane here. And then I will sand it very lightly afterwards. Easing this around will also allow the epoxy to flow over it easier instead of having a square edge just like paint. Looks pretty good. I think we're done with that sign for prep now. Now we'll go ahead and we'll start on the cross, because we're going to have to do some bandsaw work on there. Well, I don't know what happened, but while I was cutting out the cross there at the bandsaw, I noticed that the camera cut off. or I forgot to hit record. Either way, I apologize. But we've got it cut, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start sanding it down and getting it up to the lines. Off camera, I went ahead and carved out, did a rough cut of the Wolfley cemetery sign, and we're going to go ahead and go over with the bandsaw and come around and get some of this detail out. And we'll take it over here on the belts or the drum sander and sand it down and get it nice and smooth. Hey folks, we're back. We're getting ready to go ahead and put our wood penetrant epoxy on the boards, these signs. What the purpose of that is for is to hopefully help prevent the boards from warping when they're outside. And basically, because we've done a lot of routing here, we've opened up a lot of end grain on the outside of the letters and the loom and the trees themselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on putting the penetrant through here and on the logo itself and on the edges of the sign. This penetrant is basically like sanding sealer, but it's an epoxy base. After about 6 to 8 hours of it being on there, it should be cured to the point to where we could actually put a colored epoxy or just a plain epoxy over the top of it. But I'm just going to concentrate on the areas that we've actually routed out rather than do the whole board, because we're going to flood it with epoxy anyway, so it won't matter, it'll show. You won't be able to see the difference of it. Okay, let's get at it. This penetrant epoxy that I'm using is a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 parts of A and 1 part of B. And it's very thin, it's practically like water. And they say only mix up enough that you're going to be able to do in 20 minutes. So I'm going to just go take our time. I'm going to do one sign at a time. That way we don't get it all messed up. Thought I had everything. Got my acid brush. Always using an acid brush seems to help to getting into the fine areas of it. This stuff is very thin. If you want it to penetrate even deeper, this penetrant epoxy, if you want it to go even deeper, you can go ahead and add acetone to it, up to 50% by volume, and it'll make it really, really thin, and it'll really penetrate deep. But we really don't need all that for this board, because it's not pine, it's poplar, it's a hardwood, and but we're just putting it on just to be on the safe side. Made more than what I wanted, but you know what? Guess what? We're going to be able to put this on probably all of them. For the Woodley sign, the cemetery sign, we'll do it over the letters, the inside edge of the sign, and the end grain on the outside. And the cross will probably get pretty much covered. Have your temperature between 60 and 75 degrees is ideal for it. But if you want to have it cure up quicker, you can manipulate the temperature by increasing the room temperature, and it'll cure quicker. We don't need to do that though today, because we're just going to take our time with these projects. Mixing this epoxy is just like mixing all the others. You want to make sure you get it all consistent. All we're doing is just putting a brush coat on. This will also prevent off-gassing of air bubbles on the end grain for stability, so that when we do pour epoxy, it will not have air bubbles come out of the wood itself. It'll already be trapped in there, sealed up. So what's nice about this epoxy, this penetrant, and this will soak up to 1/4 inch depending on how thin you make it and depending on what kind of wood you're using. They're In the previous video, there's a fort on the Hagar Farm, and it's called Fort Izard. Back during the War of 1812, 1814, General Izard was ordered by Washington to build 3 forts. One was Fort Scott, Fort Brown, Fort Moreau, and the 4th one to build was Fort Izard, which is on the peninsula of Cumberland Head up in Plattsburgh, New York. He had 4,000 troops, 5,000 troops assigned to him up there. They went ahead and built all the forts. The fort that he had finished in Cumberland Head was never used in the battle. He ended up getting orders once he completed the forts to go to Sackett's Harbor off Lake Ontario, because Washington D.C. had intelligence saying that the British were going to attack, do a land attack from that direction. And so he ended up doing a forced march of 4,000 troops to Sackett's Harbor and going to that area. And Fort Izard was never used. It's now an earthen embankment there, and there is a plaque for it that you can see where it was located. And they had it set up that on the western side, northwestern side of Cumberland Bay, or Cumberland Head, excuse me, they had cannons set up in case the British came down with their ships off Lake Champlain from the Richelieu River from the St. Lawrence. And because Lake Champlain flows north, unlike most other places or rivers or lakes, it flows north into the St. Lawrence Seaway by the Richelieu River. So as he moved there, we had a few skirmishes with the British in the Battle of Plattsburgh, but the actual battle was decided by a naval battle that happened in Cumberland Bay on the east side, or excuse me, the west side of the peninsula. And Commodore Thomas McDonough was the naval commander for the United States then, the United States Navy as it started to be formed. And it was one of the battles that, had he not won it, the British would have been able to do just like they tried during the Revolutionary War, cut off New England from the rest of everything. They would have had free reign from the St. Lawrence Seaway all the way down to New York City, because there's a canal that connects Lake Champlain with the Hudson River, headwaters of the Hudson River, and they could have had all free reign from there all the way down through Albany with their ships and the trade, and could have cut us all off. And a lot of history up there. And every September 11th, Plattsburgh has a reenactment and a big celebration. It's about a week long, of the Battle of Plattsburgh. And for any historians, if you like, or any people that like history and war and our history of the United States, I really encourage you to go to it to see it. It's really quite an event. They have, last few times I was there, I even had some video of it that I filmed years ago, where they had ships or boats battues that they used there, and did a reenactment of the battle on the lake in the peninsula. And yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. They'd have the U.S. Navy band was there one year. Had Fife and Drum Corps out of Canada, if I remember right, was there. And that was awesome. It's turned out pretty good. I don't know, maybe I will put a whole coat on this. Just want to get the essential parts here first. I hope y'all are doing good out there in YouTube land. Hope you like this information and stuff that we're doing here, or our projects that we're doing, and get something out of it. And if you don't, please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm more than glad to be able to answer them for you. And if I don't have the answer, I will get it for you. I'm going to be able to use up the rest of this. This epoxy will do an exothermic just like the other epoxy. After a while, reaction will heat up. If it's too much together, I don't want to take that chance. We'll set that off to the side. Okay, well, we got it all covered and this is starting to get warmed up here. I'm going to try to use a little bit more. It's not quite gelled yet, but see if we can kind of get this cross covered up a little bit here.
I think that's good. I think we're all done here. I'm not going to do the background here because there's too much, and the board looks pretty stable, and I went around on the inside and the outside here for the end grain, and I think we're going to be okay. Like I said, when we start pouring our final coats of epoxy, we'll have it done on the front and the back as well, just to seal it up good. Alright, well, 3 ounces did it. Got a little bit left over, so I'm not too worried about it. Don't need it for anything else, so we should be in good shape. And I got all the end grains on everything else here. Okay, folks. See you in a little while. We'll let this thing all cure up.